Now, in a political development that has sent shockwaves through Delta State and beyond, sitting Governor Sheriff Oborevwori, former Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, and the entire leadership of the People's Democratic Party in Delta State have defected to the All Progressives Congress. The move includes current office holders, party executives, and grassroots mobilizers, signaling a sweeping shift in the state's political structure and also power dynamics. Now, announced following a high-level meeting in Asaba, the defection has been framed by its architects as a power, or rather a move towards political alignment for development and stability, they say. However, critics question the motivations behind the move, describing it as a betrayal of democratic ideals and ideological coherence. As political actors realign, many citizens are left wondering what this means for governance, accountability, and also opposition space in Delta State.
That's it. And so to unpack the motivations, methods, and implication of this high-stakes defection, we're joined by Dr. Fred Latimo Ogenesibe. He's a spokesperson for the Delta State government. Also joining us is Josiah Omenowoma. He's an organizer of the grassroots-driven obedient movement in Delta State. Gentlemen, thank you both for joining us. We appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And let me start with you, Mr. Fred Latimo. I mean, as the official voice of the state government, can you walk us through the strategic and philosophical rationale behind this full-scale defection from the PDP to the APC? 20 years or more of the PDP being a stronghold for Delta, or rather Delta being a stronghold for the PDP, and now a full-scale movement to the APC.
It is quite ideal. It is something that the stakeholders and leaders of the party debated extensively, and we believe that it is time to make this move because of the protracted, disagreements in the party. You will also recall that in 2015, there was what they call the new PDP group that came up, and that group also created problems that enabled the All Progressive Congress at that time to take over power in 2015. And then in 2023, another group of 5 governors also came up with another issue. And the result of that group also was that we lost to the All Progressive Congress as at that time. And also, this crisis that is bedeviling PDP at the moment, you will recall that it started before the PDP presidential primaries. And then it snowballed into the elections. And we couldn't resolve those issues as at that time, and the PDP also lost in the presidential election. That matter is on ground, and it's been there for the past 3 years, unresolved. And this is 2025. We are about to enter another era of political election. And we have multifaceted court cases. We have issues at the national level that is yet unresolved. The governors tried, including the governor of Delta State, my boss, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori. They came together, they did all they could do to make sure that this crisis is resolved. There was a meeting recently in Asaba. There was a meeting in Ibadan not too long ago. And all of these meetings couldn't yield any positive results because of the fact that some people at the national level refused to shift grounds. They stood their grounds. And in a political system where your personal interest or a tiny group personal interest is much more considered more important than the interest of the party, then it becomes very, very difficult to resolve issues. So where we find ourselves is that we have examined it. We discovered that 2027 election, we cannot afford to take that risk. And the entire party structure decided that the best thing to do is to join the All Progressive Congress, and we have joined the All Progressive Congress, and it's okay by us.
Well, we've got plenty of questions regarding that defection with the party leaders, but we'll be coming back to you on that. I want to come to Mr. Omenowoma. Mr. Omenowoma, you've championed movements driven by ideas and all. But I would like you to tell us what you think about the integrity of party politics in Delta State after this move, this defection, let's call it what it is.
Okay, thank you very much. For what it is, for what Deltans and Nigerians have seen about this defection, it's just a gang up by the PDP and APC against the citizens of Nigeria, against Deltas. It has further confirmed what some of us have been saying, that there's no difference between the PDP and the APC. They're just there for their personal gains and not for the interest of Nigerians. Their ideology, their manifesto not reflects the wills and the needs of Nigerians. It just show they are there to guide this decision. It has no good support. It's not in the interest. It's not in the interest of the growth of Nigerians, not in the interest of the welfare and security of Nigerians. You can't say that you are doing good and you want to join what the APC is doing. Because APC has no good to show under the administration of Tinubu, even from Buhari's side. It has been rise from insecurity to inflation and hardship. It tells on us every day. Nigerians complain and lament every day. So what is the PDP joining the APC for, if not against the people, if not against the interest of Nigerians? It is clear.
Mr. Omenwuma, are you still there with us, or is that the conclusion to your statement? I think the network has gone out on his connection. We'll try and regain connection with him. But coming back to our previous guest, Mr. Ogenesibe. Mr. Ogenesibe, now regarding the topic on interest, whose interest exactly, like our guest has just told us? Is it the interest of the people that there has been this very unprecedented shift, especially noting that this is coming from a stronghold for the PDP, or a government that used to be, at least for the PDP? Whose interest are we talking about here then?
What we are talking about here is the interest of the good people of Delta State. You cannot achieve much when you have crisis. Imagine a marriage, a husband and wife living together, and all the time it's issues, fighting, quarreling, calling names, dragging themselves to court. What kind of marriage would that be? Marriage is supposed to be enjoyed. Political parties like a marriage, a coming together of several number of persons from different backgrounds, joined together by the ideals of the party, by the manifesto of the party, by the what they intend to give to the people as a party when they are in power. It's becoming, a recurring decimal in PDP that a group of persons will always form alliance to disrupt the party. I just gave you a history of how it started in 2015, from 2015 to 2019, from 2019 to 2023, the same thing happening all the time in the party. And people don't like to shift grounds. When they talk about their personal interest in politics, they don't even look at the larger, take of the people, of the best interest of the party is not considered. Now we are in a crisis. We are trying to resolve the issues. 3 years is gone.
Okay.
But some persons are saying, no, I won't shift ground. It's either me or nothing. So there is nobody that will begin to, bear that kind of situation.
Mr. Ogenesibe, please, may I ask what your position is on the current state of things inside of Rivers State? I would like to ask that question first before moving on to my next question, noting the state of emergency that the state is under currently. What is your stance on that?
As far as we are concerned, this is a matter that Mr. President has taken a decision already. And I'm sure that the National Assembly sanctioned it. We all know that the National Assembly gave him a go-ahead to do so. And the National Assembly is a collection of people representing this country from the sixth geopolitical zone. So we better leave that matter out of this discussion and let those who have been saddled with that responsibility to take care of that. But for me, we are in a democracy. And in a democracy, we are supposed to govern our people and deliver dividends of democracy. And that is what we do in Delta. That is what the governor of Delta State has focused on, headlong.
The reason why I asked that question is based exactly on what you have just said, that we are in a democracy. Now, if you talk about the fact that there have been people inside of the PDP that are disrupting the party, well, the situation can be comparable to what's happening inside of Rivers State. And that's why I asked that question, because there have been interference from people in the PDP, or rather the APC, inside of the situations in Rivers State. Now, it's not just the PDP then. It also dovetails into the APC, is my point. However, I'm going to let my co-host here also engage our guest that we have here, so it's not just you and I talking.
Let me come to our other guest, Mr. Omenowumo, and just ask you, Mr. Oborevwori says that the defection by almost all of the leaders in Delta State government, from top to bottom, and even the former governor, was not in the interest of the party, but for the interest of the people of Delta State. Do you agree?
I don't.
Why?
It's not even in the interest of, I don't agree. It's not even in the interest of the party. It's in their own interest. In their bid. You know, when someone communicates to you, it's not about what he's telling you. You also try to listen to what he's not saying. They've told us why they're defected, but will not tell us, certain things will not tell us. You know, I would like to ask them, after this defection, will EFCC still invite the former government for the 1.3 trillion naira alleged allegation? They have not tell us the true reason why they're defecting. It's all personal and all political. It's not the interest of Nigeria in any way. It's not the interest of the people of Nigeria in any way. It's not in the interest of Deltas in any way. Just like he rightly said, he said the PDP have not been able to organize themselves for these years. And some of those persons in the previous years moved to the APC, which led to the victory of the APC in subsequent, in previous elections. They are not going to join those same people. We then not see the disruptions. They are not able to organize themselves as a party, the PDP in Delta. How are you sure that they organize themselves as a party in the APC? These same people who could not organize themselves are not going to join a party who has done Nigerians so good, who has only increased the sufferings, the pains of Nigerians. Just a few years ago, we were buying fuel less than 200 naira. The APC have made it unbearable for the average Nigerian to live well. Practically, Nigerians are living in hell while in Nigeria. People falsely say that when during the rapture, if Nigerians go to hell, they won't have to suffer there again because they already passed through it here in Nigeria. And now you are going to join those people. How can you say you mean well for me and you have to go and join somebody who has been plotting and planning to kill me on this path? Can you call yourself my friend? That's the question I put before you.
All right. Mr. Oborevwori, I'm going to have you answer that last rhetorical question that he asked about, you know, whether or not it's the interest for him. Why would you go join a camp that the sole intention is to kill him? But more importantly, you keep saying, both of your earlier submissions was about the inner squabbles or the inner issues going on with the PDP, citing that as a reason for the defection. Now, in the case of the former governor, Ifeanyi Okowa, who was the presidential candidate, or rather the vice presidential candidate for the PDP during the last election, presidential election of 2023, was there not issue then that he was able to run under that platform, cinch the ticket to be the candidate, and then go run on a national level? Why was there no issue there for him? Same goes for Governor Sheriff Oborevwori. He cinched the ticket, won the party, and just 2 years, barely 2 years into his administration, he's now having issues with the party. Same for the local government leaders. They got the tickets, went in primary level, got the ticket. The PDP, the party, saw them deem fit to give them those tickets, and the people believed in their mandate to vote for them in. Why was there no issue then?
we cannot compare that time to where we are now.
Yeah, but you were citing issues from
where we are now is a different ball game altogether.
Why is it a different ball game altogether?
That political history for you to know how a party has been going from one crisis to another. I just gave you that analogy. But after the presidential election up till now, the issues that occurred during the presidential election in the party has not been resolved. You are following. You saw the cases that are going on. From the acting national president to the party secretary issue and all of that. And you know that those issues are very critical issues. Every state in the federation, if a party nominates candidates for governorship and National Assembly election, you will have to submit those forms to INEC through the national office in Abuja. And the way the party is today, if the issues linger till 2027, who will be the right officer of the party to submit those credentials, those papers to INEC for election? You will recall what happened in Zamfara State, where all the elected representatives were shoved aside by the court. And that is a dangerous situation. In politics, yes, excuse me, in politics, yes, you can take some risk, but there are some risks that are not necessary. And those risks that are not necessary, you have to avoid them. Because we cannot go into an election, labor to return to come and serve our people better the way we are doing now, and then at the end of the day somebody goes to court and the court says that, oh, the person, the party official that submitted, that signed the documents that you sent to INEC, that is not the right person that would have signed the documents, and therefore the election, the results of those elections, those candidates who won are illegitimate. We won't wait for that time to happen. We will need to do a proper homework. If you remember, Senator Just Manager, while he was addressing the press, made mention of these issues, that we disagreed and agreed, and that we had to look at all the gray areas. We looked at the future. We looked at what is happening in the party, and all the leaders, the stakeholders of the party across its 3 senatorial districts decided that the best way to go is to move on. And to move on, we needed a platform. And the right platform for us, after assessing all of that platform, is the APC. And here we are in APC, and we are very satisfied that we're in APC.
Mr. Ogunesibi, it sounds to me more like personal interest and blindsiding your constituency. And it's more about winning an election as opposed to, the interests of the party. If Delta State has been a power hold for the PDP for the last 20 years, that means that the leaders in that state are bigwigs in the party, and so they are pressure points for the party. Where was this foresight in 2023 that we're seeing it now, barely 2 years after an election had been won? Where was that foresight? And to my question besides that is that earlier during a televised interview, Pabode George, who's a chieftain of the PDP, has said that the APC doesn't have any structure. So if you keep pointing at structure of the PDP, does the APC have structure? Who is the national chairman of the APC? I'm not asking about the acting chairman, the national chairman and the secretary of the APC.
Well, you see, you don't talk about personal interest in a matter that is this massive. In my personal interest is when, a group of persons, maybe 1 or 2, 3 or 4 party bigwigs and their supporters defect to another political party. Maybe for them to go and take a ticket to run. That is when you talk about personal interest. In this regard, you can't say it's a personal interest because it was holistic. All right? Even people who are not running for the election in 2027, they all agree that that is the best way to go. So you cannot put personal interest in this matter. What concerns us is how we can, how we can deliver dividend of democracy to the good people of Delta State, how we can improve on our infrastructure. And we believe that the Renew Hope agenda of Mr. President, if we add that to the more agenda of the governor, then we will make significant progress in Delta. That is the interest. And also you know that as far as Delta is concerned, We have governed well. Our governor won the best governor of the year. He also won the best governor on infrastructure. He also won the best governor on good governance. So the issue of personal interest does not arise here. Because if our governor go to election anytime, any day, he will defeat anybody. He will win landslide. So it is not a personal interest for anybody. We are looking at Delta as a whole, and we are looking at the economic benefits that this arrangement will bring to our people and deliver more infrastructure development and in all sectors of the state economy to Delta. That is our interest. We are now the fourth largest economy in the country. You know that our governor has not taken one penny from any bank anywhere in the world. He has been managing the resources of the state the way it is. And we are making fantastic progress. So it's not a matter of personal interest. We are not under-governing. The governor is not under-performing. He's the best governor in the country. So when you say the issue of personal interest, that would be alluded to those who are not performing. That would be alluded to those who don't have a future for 2027 election. Our governor has done well. He has performed creditably well. And our decision is firm that we need more of such development to advance Delta beyond 2027. And we know that with the renewed hope agenda, Mr. President, coupled with the more agenda of our governor, we will go far. That is our stand.
All right, Mr. Oborevwori, let me ask regarding opposition in Delta State. Well, people are saying that there is no opposition, whether it's the PDP or the APC, it's all same. What about the other parties? What about the LP? What is being done for the sake of the people, in the interest of the people by these other parties as we look toward 2027 elections?
Very much. There is opposition. Like I earlier said, the defection of the PDP to APC just confirmed what we've been saying, that they are both same. And it's a gang up against the people. The opposition in Delta State are the people. You will recall that in 2023, the former governor was vice presidential candidate of the PDP. And the people, the obedient, won. The opposition in Delta, the opposition in Nigeria is the obedient movement. We are much alike. The obedience are everywhere. The normal, average Nigerians, Deltans in the streets are the opposition. I would like to go to just confirm what my colleague here, senior, said. He has just explained to us that the PDP are not capable to managing themselves. That's why themselves going to the APC now. I would like to ask you, when you say you have internal crisis in your party to fight here and there, don't the party have a constitution to govern the party? Why going to court and or cases? The court not give judgment. Are there no rules and regulations to the party? Is there no constitution that guide the party? For opposition, I want to charge all Deltans, well-meaning Deltans, the average Deltans in the streets, that it's hard time they rise up. It's hard time they wake up to join the obedient movement. Because what they're trying to do is to kill democracy. You can't give anybody absolute power. Nobody deserves limited power because they will abuse it one way or the other. Democracy without opposition is just a way to twist the will of the people. And we Deltans, the average Deltans in the street, will not take it. In 2023, we showed it. Peter Obi, without any governor, got over 6 million votes. We won Delta State in the grand slide, even when the current governor, who was the candidate of the PDP, was still on seat. We won. That shows that Delta does not belong to any party, the way they were claiming it before. What happened to that slogan of Delta is PDP, PDP is Delta, Delta no be Lagos. Now, Delta is now automatically Lagos overnight. What happened to the, when they were criticizing the Bola Ahmed Tinubu, say Baba the Sheikh and Baba the Fall? What happened to all of that now? Now they are going back to eat their own vomit after saying all of this. He cannot claim and say that the governor is the best. What is the essence of governance? Two measures, the welfare and security of the people. It will surprise you the rate of kidnapping in Delta states as it is now. Very close to Asaba, we have Ubuluku, on Ushigbo, where kidnappings have been rampant. It will surprise you also. It will not be surprising, though, that immediately the Delta State governor and his executive, these people are now defecting to the APC, which I must say that it's because of personal reasons and to win elections, and to also cover some of their hidden doings. going in the words of the former governor of the state, currently a senator, Adam Salih Oshomole, who said, immediately you join the APC, your sins are forgiven. I feel there are sins that they have some sins that they want the APC to forgive them, so they need to go there for the sins to be forgiven. While patiently to see the FCC, we invite the former governor Okowa again on the allegation of 1.3 trillion. If he doesn't, that will confirm that actually their sins have been forgiven. The kidnapping, the banditry, the killing of people in their farms using cows to eat from. There are lots of videos to show from Delta North to Delta South to Delta Central. We were around there where you see Fulani taking their cattle to the farm to eat people's crop, where people were kidnapped and be slaughtered and be killed. How can you say you want to support the APC to develop and promote the interests of Deltas, where average Deltas, average Nigerians are not traveling the roads to Abuja without the fear of kidnapping, when the roads are packed? How can you say that the governor has done extremely well? I will not be asking, why are they kidnapping the state? What has he been doing with security votes? What are the security measures put in place? 2 SSAs to the governor, named Harrison, Gamushi, and this other person. They resigned their position following this defection. You can check it and verify. And the explanation was ponder on that the government paid deaf ears on the matter of security. The government does not listen. The current governor does not do anything to improve security of the lives of Deltans. That Deltans have to secure themselves the way it is. So there is nothing to show that Deltans are happy with what is happening today. And the opposition, I must tell you, Delta State, are the people of Deltas. All right. And I also want to tell you that members of political party, if Delta State is to put in a scale of 100, members of political party are not more than together are not more than 30% of Delta State. The rest 70% will not support the Tinubu re-election because there is nothing whatsoever. They will also vote the appointees, the elected ones. They will always go with the way. But we Delta, the obedient movement is much alike. That's the only opposition we have in the country. That's the hope of the common man in the country. So I urge every Nigerian, every obedient, every Delta to join the movement. Let's rescue our country.
I must say thank you. I mean, before we end this conversation, very quickly, there's Mazino is also an indigene indigene of Delta State as well. Mazino, are you happy with the defection?
Well, it is surprising.
Is it for your interest?
It is surprising, to say the least.
Is it in your interest?
I would not like to give my personal...
I'm asking as a resident, as an indigene.
As an indigene,
is it in your interest?
It's a big surprise. I wouldn't share my leanings here.
All right, well, gentlemen, I must say thank you for taking out the time to join us. Thank you to you, Dr. Fred Lattimore, Ogonesibi. He is a spokesperson for the government. And also joining us was Josiah Omeno Woma. He is one of the organizers for the obedient movement in Delta State. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. Again, let's all remember that the dividends of governance is all that we care about. We should leave party politics to the side and focus on Nigeria, especially at this uncertain times